Education about the dangers of impaired driving continues to increase, but yet the problem has not been solved just yet. Joining me today to discuss this is Sharon Coyston. She is the Vice President of the Lethbridge End Area Chapter of MADD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Sharon, thanks so much for being here today. So great to have you on.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Now, Sharon, can you first of all explain what the focus of your organization is? What kinds of services do you offer here in Southern Alberta?
Okay, so the focus obviously is to ensure that people that are driving are not impaired. We're trying to save lives, trying to make sure that people understand what can happen to them, not only themselves, but to the people that they're affecting. We work with the local police department during their check stops. We have a lot of events during the year where we try and make MADD aware to the community and get involved in the community and participate in whatever events that they are holding at any time during the year.
And it's such an important topic any time of the year. But particularly during the holidays is when we see parties kind of amping up a little bit. Maybe it's been a little bit less lately with COVID the past couple of years, but it still happens.
It does.
If we have never personally been victims of impaired driving, it might be difficult to fully understand the impact something like this can have on an individual and also on the lives of the family. So can you maybe share a little bit about that?
Right. Well, myself, I was not a victim. And I was not directly hurt because of an impaired driver. However, indirectly I was, which is the main reason why I joined MADD years ago. I just gotten home on a weekend from a long weekend camping trip, and I got a call from the Calgary Police Department asking me to come down to my branch, because at the time I was a branch manager for a local credit union there. So I went down to the branch, and when I got there, there was yellow tape everywhere. There were police cars everywhere. They brought me into the branch, into my office. And there, what I saw to this day affects me so much. Right now, I just got the goosebumps. There were two girls. One was about 12 and the other one 12, 13. Friends who were at a bus stop waiting to go home, waiting for a bus. And an impaired driver came along and hit them straight on. And not only did he hit them, but he threw them. The pressure was so much that it went right through my window in the branch, plate glass window. And one of them was on my desk and the other gal was on the floor. I could still see that now. And it's just, to me, which makes me wonder, why do people have to be that selfish to do the impaired driving? And to top that off, one of the officers who was called to that scene, one of them was his daughter. So I can't imagine what he's going through. I'm sure even to this day, he goes through hell for that. So, and what we did in the community was we put a commemoration plaque on the wall, and we helped the families of the police officers and the children and the girls that were killed. But that's all that you can really do, is to be there for them. But we don't feel the impact like they do. And sometimes it takes something like that of an impaired driver to have to go through that for them to wake up.
Oh, that is just unbelievable. I'm so
sorry, I get emotional.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that you had to see that personally. That's something most people go through their lives. They don't see stuff like that unless you're a first responder. So for you to be a branch manager at a bank, that's the last thing on earth, and to have them right there in your personal space like that. So you obviously saw that personal impact on that poor officer, having that be a member of his family. That is just awful. But what a testimonial to what impaired driving can do. Did they ever catch the driver of that?
Oh, yes. He was there because he was too drunk to drive anymore. So he was apprehended right at the scene and taken. Don't know what happened to him, but
Yeah, exactly. So now, Sharon, being with MADD, you probably are aware of different statistics. Where are we at in Canada? Have impaired driving incidents decreased? Are we improving in any way?
Our most recent statistics in 2019 show that there were nearly 87,000 impaired driving charges plus short-term provincial license suspensions. So people were jailed for impaired driving, and then others lost their licenses for a certain amount of time. which is an increase over the past couple of years. However, in 2018 was when the mandatory breathalyzer law came in. So every time a police officer stops someone on the road, they make sure that they get a breathalyzer done. And that's how we're catching more. And we think that's why the increase is just that there's more impaired drivers being caught now because the officers have the tool to stop them before they hurt anybody.
That's amazing.
Right? But it's still bad out there. It's still, yes, but there's still thousands of Canadians out there getting behind the wheel impaired.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Do you know how many people are killed or injured annually from impaired drivers?
We don't have those statistics. They're so old. We've been asking for them, but they haven't given us any. All we know is it's in the hundreds of thousands. So we know it's a definite problem, and it's so hard to get that message across, which is what we're trying to do here by just getting the word out and being in the community and having people involved in helping us. So yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one of the ways that you're trying to get the message across as well is Project Red Ribbon. So how does that work, Sharon?
Okay, so that is our main event every year, and it runs from November 1st, to January the 3rd. And what it is that we hand out these red ribbons here, and we ask people to put them on their vehicles if they have antennas, which a lot of them don't now,
right.
Or else we give out these red ribbons. And these you can just take the backing off and put it this side up on the inside of your car window or wherever you want to put it, so that it doesn't stick there. If you want to take it off, you can. But all it does is it just brings a reminder, and it's in honor of those who have been killed during impaired car crashes in the past. So that's what we do with the red ribbons.
Definitely. Yeah. It's a good reminder. Absolutely. Now, your organization is promoting...
It's awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so MADD is also promoting the Dry January Canada Challenge. Can you explain what this is all about?
Right. Okay, so this is brand new. I'm just learning about it myself. It's going to start this coming January, and it encourages Canadians to experience the health and benefits of not drinking alcohol at all for 1 month. So together with the So Beer brand, we're promoting healthy lifestyles, highlighting alternatives for those that don't want to drink alcohol, and encouraging people to make smart choices that could ultimately reduce these impaired driving incidents. But it's more than just about giving up alcohol. It's about inspiring Canadians to choose healthier ways of living and improve your health and strengthen your social bonds. And anyone can learn more about this if you sign up at dryjanuarycanada.ca. And all who do sign up will receive a So Beer coupon, and they'll be registered for a chance to win an RV vacation certificate worth $5,000. So this is new. We're anxious to see it get off the ground and see what happens, what comes with it. It's just another way, again, of making people aware of what's happening out there.
Definitely, with some incentives there to go dry for a month. We could win $5,000. That's a good idea.
Exactly. Yeah, why not?
So if someone has a friend or a relative, perhaps a neighbor, anyone that they know who maybe is about to get behind the wheel impaired, what should they do?
Okay, so if you're there, try and explain to them what they're doing and what can possibly happen to them. And do they really think that they should be able to drive? Maybe if you're friendly enough with them, take their keys. But if they decide they want to drive, you can always maybe have them order a cab or an Uber, or even stay wherever they are overnight, so that they don't have to get behind the wheel. If they do get behind the wheel, because sometimes when people have been drinking, they have no common sense and they say, "Oh, I'm fine, I can drive." You can call 911 and then give the license number so that the police are out there and they're aware, because they can't be everywhere. And they appreciate when people call them for these types of incidents so that they can stop them on the roads before they kill somebody. Right?
Great idea there. Great advice there. Absolutely, Sharon. Thank you for that. Now, can you speak about the challenges of driving after using cannabis, since it's legalized now? We're seeing a lot more of that. Do you think Canadians are aware of the dangers of this?
Mm. Canadians still think that alcohol is much worse driving than cannabis, because when you smoke cannabis or whatever you do with your cannabis, you feel good, right? You don't feel loopy enough that you feel you've been drinking. So they always think that they're smarter, they're more alert, but it's not that at all. In fact, your alertness goes way down. You can't react in time to situations like, say, somebody runs out in front of you. You have no reaction to that. Stopping at stop signs, sometimes you don't even see the stop sign. So the police have been trained, and they can tell when people have been on cannabis, and it is just as serious, and still great penalties for that sort of thing by the police if you are caught impaired with cannabis or any other illegal drug. So it is definitely a challenge out there, but the police know what they're doing and they can catch them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, exactly. And of course, we mentioned before parties during the holiday season. It might be a little bit less with COVID restrictions, but maybe remind viewers about planning ahead to prevent anything like this from happening.
Right. So if you know you're going out and there's going to be alcohol and you're going to be drinking, plan ahead for a sober ride home. If your parents at home, I knew with my daughter when she was going out, I always said, I don't care where you are, what time it is, if you've been drinking, I will come and get you. Just phone me. And hopefully parents and or siblings like that are around for other people as well. Also, again, call a cab, call an Uber. Where the party is, the host should be responsible enough to maybe let these people who've had too much to drink to spend the night on their floor. Pack an overnight bag if you know you might be drinking, right? So just don't get behind the wheel. Find another way to get home. Or again, have somebody that's not been drinking, DDs, hopefully there's some out there, drive you home. Give them a tip, give them $5, $10, whatever, just to get you home safely.
Now, is MADD Canada still in need of volunteers? And how does a person get involved with MADD?
Okay, so we do have a website, maddchapters.ca/Lethbridge. That gets you into our chapter here. And there's a button there that says volunteers, and just push on it. And there's an application form that will pop up and you fill it in. Or you can always call MADD. There's a phone number as well. Every volunteer gets trained. And the thing is, it's not a heavy commitment. You can volunteer for one event, for 1 hour, for 1 day, a year. You can come on to the board of directors. And we have a lot of volunteers, or most of the volunteers actually are people who have been victimized by impaired driving. So they're really in there because they know what can happen and they're trying to prevent it from happening to other people. And we have a lot of fun. We have a great group here in Lethbridge. We do a lot of things out in the community. And unfortunately, again, because of COVID, we've had to scale back a lot. But we still get together, whether it's a Zoom meeting, and just come up with ideas. It's actually forcing us or challenging us to come up with new ways other than face-to-face to become involved. And it's getting very challenging but rewarding as well.
Mm-hmm. No, that's wonderful. Now, obviously, with COVID, sometimes fundraising can be a little bit difficult during these times. So how can people support your cause?
Okay, so again, on the website, you can go on the website and there is a donate now button, and you just hit that button and it'll lead you to a site where you can, like PayPal, that sort of thing, where you can just make donations through there. You can mail in donations. You can contact MADD Lethbridge as well. What else can we do? We take donations from events and things like that. But the biggest one, I guess, would be now. So go on the website and donate. Every little dollar helps us get out there and plan things to make people aware of why we're out there and hopefully save a life.
Yeah, such a great message. Thanks so much for your time today, Sharon. Really appreciate it. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. It was great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Sharon Coyston is the Vice President of the Lethbridge and Area Chapter of Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I'm Jeanette Roche. On behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News, thanks for watching.